Paul Nashwati coming to you live from the show floor at KubeCon EU 2026. I'm here with David from SUSE. David, how you doing?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, so you're here to talk about Rancher. There's developer activities. What's going on?
Yeah, so I mean, this KubeCon, the key theme for us, surprisingly, is as well AI. But our take on it in the cloud native platform world is essentially how we can help you with AI to make the management of your open infrastructure platform much easier, right? And what we did is we have a agentic ecosystem, and essentially our whole platform, if it's application collection, if it's Rancher, if it's our security product, New Vector, observability, they all have MCP agents, agentic AI agents, and essentially you have a single interface, and that's Rancher, right? And you can ask it a very simple question. What about this application, right? And Rancher will respond to you and say, oh, it has 5 CVEs, but you know what? I found an application collection, a version which has 0 CVEs. Do you want me to help you to deploy it? So, and it makes the platform teams much easier. And the interesting bit is it's open, right? So you can as well connect a third party. You, for example, have your ticketing system, right? And it can even consider this information, or you take all of this and build it into your existing workflows you might even have outside our platform, right? What is the key thing we are doing? We are helping essentially to abstract away with AI the complexities of open infrastructure platforms, right? You want to run infrastructure in the public cloud, on-prem, you have GPU farms, so you want to do all of it, and we make it much more accessible for developers.
So, okay, that's really actually really interesting. So, from a developer perspective, if developers, as you probably know and aware, that they love their tools, they love their bespoke environment. How do you get them to adopt a new solution that might be more in tune to what they're trying to do and where they want to go for a modernized approach?
So, good question. I mean, many people we speak here, they come to us and say, we love Rancher Desktop, right? And Rancher Desktop is probably the most popular local runtime, right? And what we did is we have something which we call developer access. And what we do is we have application collection, which is your trusted supply chain, where we make all our base container images. It's a whole catalog of over 140 apps available to you, and you can get this directly out of Rancher Desktop. What does it do? It shifts the trusted supply chain left.
Okay. All right. So, all right, I got a question for you because I was looking at my 2025 research, and as of August, we were seeing that AI is a big part of production workloads, production code development. We were seeing that 50% of new applications were being developed with AI. So that's interesting, right? But then we reran that study in December timeframe, November December timeframe, and we found that that number has shifted from 50% to 70 to 90%. So it's a big shift. So when we look at AI and the impacts of AI, AI is an accelerator. We know that. But what does it mean to SUSE from a AI workload and for Rancher and how it all kind of comes together?
I mean, there are different aspects to it. One aspect is, of course, that customers are running more and more AI infrastructure, right? And many choose RKE2 as essentially
Yeah.
the Kubernetes platform of choice. We see this across the board. And then comes the question: how do you leverage this, right? And for example, what we are helping with is virtual clusters, technologies, how you can get efficiencies out of your AI infrastructure, right? Multi-tenancy around this, right? How you can get most bang for buck. That's one aspect. The other aspect is when you come to AI code development, when it comes to supply chain, all the risk remains the same. You still need a clean base container image, right?
Yeah.
You still need a clean Postgres version, right? So the more we can essentially help developers to take away this pain where they're getting essentially their bits from, the more we can accelerate them later on in the journey.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great segue. I think that really helps with understanding how developers are using your platform. So let's talk about SUSE. What do you have? You have some new releases coming out, any new announcements for the show? What's new?
Yeah, so as I said, right, we are always releasing, right? So, but the key themes we want to bring across and inform our large user base about is we have built this agentic AI ecosystem directly in our products and across the whole platform. Um, we are investing heavily into making developers' life easier, right? And one thing is shifting the trusted supply chain left. And if there's the last thing is virtualization modernization, right? Customers want to run containers and VMs on the same platform. And we have a wonderful product which is called SUSE Virtualization, or most people will know it as Harvester. And we are seeing so much adoption, right? It's growing like 60% year on year just in open source adoption. And we see so much appetite to repatriate workloads from the public cloud or VMware onto a modern platform where you can run containers and VMs next to each other, that we invested quite a bit in majority there, right? From better VM auto balancing to more SDN capabilities, microsegmentation, and so on.
Love it, love it. I love the fact that you said reducing developer friction in there. That's huge. So, final words. What do you have? What do you want the audience to walk away with?
Oh, I hope that, it's a good question. Um, I think if we can help our users to build kind of an open infrastructure platform, we are very happy.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for watching. Paul Naturally coming to you live from the show floor at KubeCon Amsterdam 2026.